Alright, hello everyone, welcome. We have finally arrived to a new DA reset, so let's just go ahead and get right into this. Let's see who we got. Alright, we got Wolf Anomaly, Void Hunter Shield Boss, and then, ooh, we can use Harumasa here. Alright, so far, doesn't look that bad of a reset. I actually don't mind any of these bosses, really. I would say the worst one to fight is probably this wolf, but in all honesty, it could be way worse, so looking pretty good so far. So let's go ahead, let me go ahead and figure out my teams, and we'll jump into the first fight. Alright, for fight 1 against the sweeper, we're going to go ahead and just use Anomaly. We're going to have the Anomaly buff, Metamorph. You guys can go ahead and read it there. And then of course we're going to be using Yuzuha, Vivian, and Yanagi. I was thinking about using Miyabi, but it's electric weak. Let's go ahead and use Yanagi, and of course we're going to use our ever reliable Bang Boo, Robin. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm getting sick and tired of resetting because I keep messing up this control skill. It's literally the first thing of the fight and I keep messing it up. Oh my god, finally! Alright, let's go. Now we can actually just get into the fight. Yeah, I'm not a fan of control skills. I think they're dumb. I don't care how easy they technically are. It is an annoying ass reset to have to deal with. For no reasons. Alright, let's go ahead and do this. He unfortunately has his shield up. Kinda sucks, but oh well. Pretty sure he takes increased anomaly damage while it's up, so you know what? Or increased build up, one of the two. So it's not all bad, but I would rather it just be off. Alright, let's go Vivian. Vivian, Yuzuha, Robin. Alright, now we get to use Yanagi's ult. Vivian's ult to re-up all of our stacks. Yuzuha in here. Alright, Harry. Patty. I'm honestly a little concerned that I might not be able to clear this because we barely cleared it the last time it was in DA. And I don't remember if the buff was more helpful back then or if the buff was more focused on Arya and the Angels. I don't remember how specific it was. Like, I don't know if it's more specific now or more normal or generic. I just remember last time Yanagi could barely clear this. I feel like people are looking over to the right and seeing my score and being like, dude, you're not clearing this, or bro, you're gonna clear this so easily. I'm not looking at the score, I refuse to. That's my rule of thumb with these runs, is usually just don't look at the score. Just play the game, you can look at the score later. Yuzuha, back into Vivian, to Robin, Yanagi. I like to keep the score a surprise for myself, so I try not to look at the right side of the screen, or at least the top right of the screen. Which is easier than you would think, because I mean, there's not really much you need on that side of the screen. Like in Woot Wall, the outro and stuff would be there, so you would technically have to look, but in ZZZ, you can kind of just not look over there. Just gotta look at the bottom right, not the top right. Alright, we're over. Oh, what'd we get? Did we clear? Please tell me we cleared. We did clear, but how much? That is way better than what they did before. I'm pretty sure the last time this guy was in here, we only got to like 21. Maybe 22 at our best. So 24, we'll take it. Alright. Good job. Alright, fight 2 versus Nightmare. We're gonna keep this simple. Just use the Void Hunter Ye Xuanguan. She was made for this fight, or the fight was made for her. We're gonna use Heart Crusher here for the basic attack bonus. Jifufu, Zhao. Pretty much the best I got to offer her, since I'm saving my other 2 best agents for Harumasa. So with that being said, let's jump into this. I have words for whichever Zenless Zone Zero dev thought control skills were a fun addition to the game. I really want to know what his definition of fun consists of. There, it's so easy. Why was I messing it up? I messed it up twice. I don't get why. It was so easy. Why could I not just get it right the first time? Defensive assist, defensive assist. Build up that disc drive. Now we transform. Yeah, dude, it was so easy. I don't know why I kept messing it up. Thank God it's not in the middle of the fight or something like the other boss fight is. Not the one that's in the current DA, the music one. It really has 2 of them, one at the beginning and one at the end. Or not at the end, but like in the middle. Like, if you're gonna keep adding control skills, just put them at the beginning of the fight. Leave them there. They're gonna end up making a boss that has a control skill right at the very end of the fight. And that is gonna be the day where I really get mad at the Z. Well, not mad, but annoyed with the ZZZ devs. I'm gonna go ahead and just use ult. Go into Jifufu, and then we'll go back to Ye Xuanguan. Pretty sure I just messed up her name. I'm sorry if I did. Oh, I could have saved that EX skill. Oh well. Let's keep going. Keep slashing away at this thing. Okay. Get the defensive assist for the buff. Slash. 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 And just go ahead and pop the ult. Ooh, look at that damage! Look at that damage! Okay, do that. Go ahead and use Jifufu's ult for more days. Okay, Jifufu. I don't know if that's the best order to be using that in, but oh well. Get another transformation. We are running out of time though. I'll go ahead and just do this. Just to lock in that extra damage. Alright, well, we didn't break 30k. I already looked at the score because I looked up at the time. So I wanted to make sure I didn't end up wasting the ult hit. 27 though. Considering we're using Jifufu and Zhao, which aren't like the best options. Best options would be like Suna and Dylan. I guess I'm happy with the 27k. I don't know. Little disappointed, but I would not be surprised if there's a shit ton of HP inflation since the last time this boss was in here, so we'll take 27. Alright, for fight 3, we got the Swift Strike buff. We're going to be getting an attack buff here, plus basic attack damage buff, and ignore 20% of enemy electric res. And then we also have Astra, Harumasa, Trigger with Snap. This is the team I want to get the highest score with, so here's hoping we're able to crack something pretty high here. Well, let's go ahead and jump right into this. Okay, I have to be very careful here. This is not a big arena. So if I'm going to set up Harumasa's quivers, I gotta be careful not to accidentally start the fight. Okay. Okay. Alright, there we go. Let's do this. I'm not sure if I'm using the best buff with Swift Strike. It honestly might be Heart Crusher, but we'll see. Because the buff I'm using right now is technically helping Trigger's damage as well. I do have Trigger on a DPS set, so I do want her to be a sub DPS if she can here, with the boss being electric weak as well. But we'll see how well this works. Share the decibels. And that should stun, right? Perfect. Alright, manual chain time. We learned how to do this from last week. Even though I don't really think it's helping with damage a lot. Right, easy ult before the stun window runs out. Alright, perfect, perfect. Come on, get those. Yeah, there we go. Get those defensive assists. Now they're transformed. Break it, Harumasa, please. I forgot how many cutscene events this boss has. Actually, quite a few. You're really just blocking for a good chunk of this fight. Alright, it's time to go wild. Go ahead and just ult here. Alright, alright. Good damage, good damage. Go ahead and use her ult. I haven't even used the Astra ult yet. I should probably do that. Kinda held on to that for too long. Slash, slash. Just the defensive walls. Yep. God, these guys take forever to do their hit. Slice, slice, slice. Get the stun here. Alright, time to do manual chain again. Oh god. I wasted a couple precious seconds there. Go ahead and just ult. Alright. Nice, nice. Go ahead and use this. Time's over already? Dude. There's... Fuck me, man. That was so fast. 33? I mean, that's okay. Damn, dude, that fight ended so quick. I was hoping to break 35 at the least. 33? I feel like that was a pretty good run too. I don't think I messed anything up in it. This is gonna be one of those fights where you really gotta optimize everything if I'm gonna break 35 with Harumasa. Alright. Alright, and with that, our DA reset is done for this week. So, overall, I'm happy with the scores. We got 24 here. I'm really impressed with the 24 on the sweeper. This score, I'm okay with it because we're using two teammates aren't... I mean, one teammate is built for her in Zhao, but Jifufu really isn't the best teammate for Ye Xiongguan. So you know what? To still get 27 here, I'll be happy with it. I won't be too upset with it. And then Harumasa, 33. Anytime Harumasa can break 30, you know what? I'm happy with it. So overall, I am very much okay with this reset. And I actually really like the boss selections for this one. Despite the control skills on these two, they're really messing me up for a couple resets. At least they're at the very beginning. So if you mess them up, you can just quick restart and go through them. They're not in the middle of the fight or at the end of the fight, so that's one thing I'll give them credit for. And then Defiler, I know some people don't like this boss fight because of the amount of cutscenes in it. Or I guess cutscene attacks is a better way to explain it, but it's an electric weak boss, so I'm gonna like it just because it lets me use Harumasa. But overall, pretty happy with it. Let me go ahead and show you guys the builds because I did forget to do this last week. I will be doing these boss fights again, at least 2 of them maybe. I want to do Nightmare again, but with Soldier 11, with Astra and Trigger. Since it does have the basic attack buffs, I wonder how well Soldier 11 could actually do there. I didn't do it for the video because I needed Astra and Trigger for Harumasa. That's why we didn't do that in this video. So if you guys want to see me attempt that, keep an eye out on TikTok. It's under the same name, Stellar ACC. That'll be where that run goes. And then Harumasa fight with Defiler will probably be revisited to see if I can get a higher score on that. So that will also be on TikTok. If I do get a higher score, it'll probably be uploaded over there. But yeah, if you guys want to see the retry runs, make sure you follow the TikTok at Stellar ACC. But other than that, I don't think I got much else to say. I think those were all the characters we used. Yep, looks like it. So, with that being said, thank you guys all for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, please. It helps out the channel a lot, helps me out a lot. Plus, it makes me know that you guys like seeing the DA runs here. And let me know how your DA runs went, how you guys liked them, if you guys like the boss selection this time around. And I will see you all next time. Peace out.